Elon Musk finally reveals SpaceX's insane new spaceship, the Starship 2.0. Elon Musk is a known perfectionist. He will drive his workers to the limit, as he always wants the best. Nothing less is acceptable. The world said that his Starship was amazing, but he wasn't satisfied. So it was no surprise when he unveiled an insane new spaceship, the Starship 2.0. Elon Musk and SpaceX have shocked the world once again with the revelation of a brand new Starship 2.0. This spaceship is far more advanced than its predecessor. What are its aims? Has it been tested? How is it better? Well, stick around till the end as we answer these interesting questions and more as we delve into the details surrounding the new Starship. Without further ado, let us begin the video. Knowing Elon Musk, there must be a million names for Starship. You're probably aware that Starship will be a fully reusable orbital launch and reentry vehicle measuring 120 meters in height, 9 meters higher than the Saturn V. The rocket's two stages are a Super Heavy booster and a Starship spacecraft. Both stages are powered by Raptor and Raptor Vacuum engines, which have SAE 304L stainless steel bodies. Prototypes are flown directly since SpaceX produces Starships through operational testing rather than individual component testing. As a result, it has a versatile design. In a wholly reusable design, one Starship launch should be capable of delivering over 100 tons of payload to low Earth orbit. By replenishing the spaceship with more Starship tanker ships, Starship can transfer payloads to greater Earth orbits, the Moon, Mars, and other locations throughout the solar system. The rocket can lift almost any space cargo, including humans and satellites. Elon Musk has mentioned repeatedly over the years that one of the key goals of the Starship is to colonize Mars. Musk claims that a million-person metropolis on Mars could be self-sustaining. Without accounting for population growth, at least 10,000 manned Starships and 100,000 cargo-carrying spaceships would be needed. 1 million tons of cargo would be transported to Mars, he predicted. SpaceX has stated its intention to produce a lot of Starships and go to distant parts of the solar system. The company's Mars program has been repeatedly delayed, despite Musk's optimistic predictions. The Sabatier reaction could be used to generate liquid methane and liquid oxygen in power-to-gas plants on Mars, which could be used to power return flights. The reaction takes place when carbon dioxide and hydrogen are introduced to catalysts at high pressures and temperatures above 375 degrees Celsius. Carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas can be extracted from Mars's atmosphere and ice using a catalyst like nickel or other transital metal. In terms of energy consumption, the process is inefficient, demanding a complicated heat management system, and the produced methane must be filtered before use. Managing such a breakthrough will necessitate more adjustments to the Starship design based on data from practical tests, which SpaceX has been hard at work at. Let us now discuss the prototype testing progress regarding the Starship. The SN8 prototype was the first comprehensive Starship prototype, following previous iterations that steadily impacted various aspects of the design. The vehicle was conducted for 4 static fire tests between October and November 2020, all of which resulted in damage to the pad. The third test absorbed fragments of pad material into the engine's internals, leading it to shut down early. After a successful fourth test, SN8 soared into the air on December 9, 2020, reaching a height of 12.5 kilometers before performing the belly flop maneuver. SN8 regained vertical moments before landing and attempted to land, but due to a fuel supply issue, slammed into the landing pad at high speed, destroying itself. Starship SN9 followed a roughly identical flight path 2 months later on February 2, 2021. With a thump it landed. The FAA has been looking into both the SN8 and SN9 flights since the explosion's debris threatened the nearby area. In March 2021, the company unveiled a public development plan that comprised 2 suborbital launch pads, 2 orbital launch pads, 2 landing pads, 2 prototype test stands, and a large propellant tank farm. The business also produced transforming Boca Chica Village into a metropolis known as Starbase, which would serve as a suitable location for all future research and testing. The modules SN12, SN13, and SN14 were not fully assembled. The construction, software, and engines of the SN15, on the other hand, had several alterations. The vehicle took to the air on May 5, 2021, doing the same maneuvers as previous prototypes before landing, completing the first mission. The Super Heavy BN-3 fired 3 of its engines for the first time in July 2021, even though the rocket was never supposed to fly. Super Heavy BN-4 was the first to be capable of mating with Starships, while Starship SN-20 was the first to feature a body-tall heat shield made mostly of black hexagonal heat tiles. SN-20 piled atop BN-4 a month later, becoming the first vehicle combination to do so. The first launch tower's mechanical arm was installed in October 2021, completing the recovery system, and the last tank insulation cover was installed, completing the first tank farm. SpaceX outlined the projected trajectory of the Starship system's first orbital voyage in a filing to the Federal Communications Commission. The rocket will launch from Starbase, then detach and land gently 30 kilometers off the coast of Texas. The spacecraft will travel through the Straits of Florida on its way to Kauai, landing softly around 100 kilometers northwest of the island. So are you guys enjoying the video? Here comes another challenge. What is the next iteration of the Starship? How far is Elon Musk willing to make the spaceship better equipped with handling the journey to Mars? On Twitter in 2019, Musk pondered the magnitude of SpaceX's next Super Heavy launch system while sharing drone footage of the test. The next-generation system, dubbed Starship 2.0, will, according to Musk, be double the size of the vessel that'll transport people and goods to the Moon and Mars. Musk responded to a question from one of his tens of thousands of Twitter followers. They wanted to know if Musk intended to build a larger Starship in the future, one that was truer to the original design. Meanwhile, the Super Heavy booster element will be at least 70 meters tall and have a force of up to 90,000 kN. This will be accomplished using 30 Raptor engines, tuned for sea level, and 7 Raptor engines tuned for vacuum. The Starship 2.0, according to Musk, will be twice as large, standing roughly 240 meters tall and 18 meters wide. When the area and volume implied by this diameter are taken into account, several interesting findings emerge. By doubling the rocket's height and breadth, you gain 8 times the surface area and fuel tank volume. This means the launch vehicle would have to be 8 times the weight and generate 8 times the thrust of the Starship 1.0. However, the SpaceX Super Heavy Starship 2.0's height may be limited. The thrust per area limits the rocket's height. This could indicate that the SpaceX Super Heavy Starship 2.0 will have a capacity similar to the Sea Dragon. Even though the Starship 2.0 would require 4 times as many engines, the structure would only require twice as much steel and twice as much heat shielding. Raptor engines are already above $2 million each, although Elon anticipates this to drop below $200,000 shortly. Another reason for such a massive Starship, as previously speculated, could be that Mars demands 600-ton cargo, which is tough to divide into 150-ton chunks. If the colony wants to become self-sufficient in the long run, iron ore excavators and steel mills with big cauldrons and rolling mills will be required. These are the items that are difficult to break down into smaller chunks. For some of the products that the Mars colony may require in the future, the 9-meter payload bay diameter becomes a difficulty. The vehicle may be able to ease point-to-point flights more than original. We hope this flight comes as soon as possible, as Earth can't house us forever. The future of humankind surely lies in the vast solar system and beyond. One does not simply glance skyward and see the many planets in our solar system. The creation of Starship 2.0 has opened the door to journey to Mars. These are exciting times for SpaceX and the exploration of Mars and the rest of the space as we know it. That's all, folks. So what do you think of the new Starship designed by Elon Musk and Starship? Do let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive similar content in the future.